Dan, you played Ragnarok, yeah?
I haven't had time, but I'll get to it.
No, but you're gonna play it though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Why are you so obsessed with this game?
I mean, yes, it's a good game, but it also shows the complex dynamics between a father and son, and I feel like that mirrors our relationship.
What? Hold on. I don't know where you got that footage, but you've taken out all the original audio. HR video, Harry Jun. More evidence of him not doing job. Here he is again. This is his 4th lunch break, catching butterflies or whatever this is. Here he is asleep again with a Muppet that he's made of me. My advice is ceasing his contract as soon as possible.
You're probably not gonna want this then, right?
What is that?
Hello and welcome to the Loot Drop. Today we're looking at Sonic Frontiers, stacks of barely news, but first, our big story. God of War Ragnarok is out, and we love it. As Joe said in our review, it sets a new benchmark of what big budget AAA gaming can be. But not everyone is as stoked as we are. Bear Sang-yeon from IGN Korea gave God of War Ragnarok a 6 out of 10, and disappointingly, they've received a ton of backlash for it, including death threats. Death threats. Thinking God of War Ragnarok doesn't deserve a 6 out of 10 review is one thing, but thinking a reviewer that gave a game a 6 out of 10 deserves death threats is a completely different ballpark. It's wild to me for someone to be so heavily demonized for their opinion about a video game. Also, the review was written in Korean and translated to English. Bay even noted that the initial English translation of their review was mistranslated and said that it was translated in a more provocative direction, and since apologized and re-uploaded a more accurate translation. This singular 6 out of 10 review of God of War Ragnarok will have nearly no impact on its sales performance or any other metric that determines a video game's success. But I'll tell you this for free, the dogpiling, the death threat, and negative backlash will absolutely have an effect on Bae Sang-yeon. How awful. Do I agree with the 6 out of 10 score? Well, I haven't finished Ragnarok, but I can pretty confidently say no. I probably wouldn't give it a 6 out of 10. But do I agree with some of the reviewers' points? Yeah, which is why I don't pay attention to scores in game reviews. There's a reason why we here at ABC Gamer went with a simple play or pass system. The idea that there's a difference between a 6 and a 7 is extremely silly. If you want a quick, easy to understand metric to measure video games, think about how you talk to your mates. I bet most of you aren't rating things on 100-point scales. You're either yeah or nah, which is what I pitched for our review ratings, but they were like, yeah, nah. The other thing is, reviews are usually a single opinion from a single person. You can disagree with a person's opinion. I do it all the time. You can even publicly state that you disagree too. And again, I do that all the time, but getting personal? Threatening harm? Nah. No. Here's one for you, okay, ready? Horizon Forbidden West? Easily a 6 out of 10 from me. It's a pastiche of every third-person open-world RPG that has come before it, with some of the most over-the-top hand-holding and funneling that it may as well have been a linear experience, but I get why people like it. It looks so incredible. It's just not for me. The world of video game media and how they're covered is changing so quickly that the argument of review scores affecting game sales or bonuses is becoming less and less relevant. Yes, there was a time where developers' bonuses were tied to Metacritic ratings, but in the last 5 years, with the rise of social media influencers and sponsored Twitch streams, etc., a game's performance is more closely tied to its marketing than ever before. Let's get out of this mindset that a reviewer's score has some sort of mystical power in affecting how good a game is. If anything, seeing a 6 out of 10 for a massively loved game like God of War Ragnarok motivates me to read and understand that reviewer's criticism. Maybe they've looked at something in a different way and that just broadens my perspective of the game. I'd want to know how it got a 6 out of 10, and if I disagree, isn't that way more exciting than agreeing with everybody all the time time. To go back to the mates analogy, it's way more fun to talk about your different opinions and have healthy discussions about the pros and cons of each game instead of devolving into needlessly personal attacks. Also, I think we should all play more bad games and try to finish them. There's too much avoidance of bad games to the point that I don't think people even know what a bad game is anymore. Why don't you be more like the Sonic fans? Sonic Frontiers has got like 72% on Metacritic and they're stoked. Look, whatever review score you think God of War Ragnarok deserves, there's one thing we can all agree on, and that is Sonic Frontiers deserves its 7 out of 10. Speaking of Sonic Frontiers, I'm going to play a little Sonic Frontiers, not because it's a light news week, but because I want to show you why it deserves a 7 out of 10. Actually, 7 out of 10, kind of generous. Right, I played a couple hours of this. I'm going to speed run through the pros and cons of this game. I think it was real ambitious to do an open world version of Sonic. It's just, as you can see, it feels kind of empty. It's kind of like got that Spider-Man syndrome where it's almost more fun to like zip around and move around than actually play it. Like, look, I'll do some combat. Ready? Watch this. Okay, I'll do this little zip move attack. I'll go around and then, whoa, and then I attack and it's like, oh, shell's back on, and then do this again, and then, oh, ah! So Sonic's real fast, like the traversal's real good, but you build up flow as you get to points, but then when you reach a point, the flow and momentum stops. It just drops the ball. Like, I want to show you, what's this? Okay, I've got to do this time trial. So, see? Wow, I did it. Sonic Frontiers. So this has always been an issue, I feel like, with Sonic games where you're controlling a character that's like impossibly fast, so you really want to have everything in front of you as soon as possible, but the pop-in can be pretty horrendous sometimes, or a little janky. Like, you say, I want to go through these hoops, but like, why did it go backwards? Like, now I'm going backwards. Just kind of like my life regress. Okay, go through, good. I'm in grade 5 again. Had a lisp. That's all the negative stuff. I want to talk about the good stuff. Like these cyberspace levels, this stuff is cool. Dan and Amy and I, we actually had heaps of fun trying to beat our like best times, like racing through. Look at this aesthetic, look how gorgeous this is. Green Hill Zone vibes, look at this. Oh yeah, oh, and the feel of that crunch as I hit an enemy, oh. And the momentum in this, like they maintain it because it's a time trial. You're supposed to go as fast as you can. And it's not like the open world, but look at this, so whoa! The music is just go, go, go. Like, I don't know if you noticed, while we're in the open world, there's not much music going on. They tried to emulate Breath of the Wild so much to a point that it's almost like comical. Like, it's the absence of music and then a... So in my playthrough so far, there's 3 main bits of Sonic Frontiers. You got the cyberspace levels that you just saw, this open world part with your rip-off Korok seeds, and then the third part, these weird boss things that are kind of a Shadow of the Colossus-y, but not really because it's so janky. And I'm gonna try and find one right now, okay? I reckon there's a boss up here. I reckon there's a boss right, and then that, see? Oh, is that a boss? Okay, so we found the boss, and we just have... So, we go up, see this? Boom! Squid. Okay, he disappeared. See how he just, where did he go? How do I get it back? Let's try and do it again. Go on the ramp. Ramp's gone. Where's the ramp? Maybe I'll activate it with this. Nah. Boss is back. Look. We've got his ramp. Look. Ramp. Got the ramp. Sit. Lip. Up. Say why? Where and why? Look, Sonic Frontiers isn't my thing. I can see what they were trying to do. It's super ambitious, and they don't really nail every aspect that they try to very well, but it's their first go at it. They can improve on what they've started, and there's enough there. That's the other thing. There's enough there for them to improve on a sequel. Like, this enemy looks all right, but you try to attack it. Yeah, it's just kind of okay. It's kind of like my review of the game. I'm not really hitting the mark. Now for the segment where we share news too small to elaborate on, but too big to ignore. It's barely news. The new Overwatch 2 hero Ramatra has been revealed. He's an Omnic tank with two forms, Beefcake and Shield Monk. Smell news! Ubisoft have had to scrap their initial release date for the Prince of Persia Sands of Time Remake and hence cancelled all pre-orders of the game. In their official statement, they're insistent that the remake is not cancelled, but a new release date has not been set. Snoop! Iliab step! That's barely news backwards. Reverse it. Actually, Will, can you reverse that, please? It's Bailey. Because that's what he does. Netflix is partnering with the Coalition to develop a Gears of War movie and an adult animated series for Netflix. Wah. It's Wally news. WarioWare.
It's got an L on it though.
Oh, is this Luigi?
Why Luigi?
Why? What? The European Commission has opened an in-depth investigation for Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and they've got until March 23rd, 2023 to decide. It's barely news. This is a pair of news. There's two. We have no ideas. Death Stranding surpassed 10 million players as it celebrates its third anniversary, and following this incredible success, Hideo Kojima has had to rebuff multiple offers of insane amounts of money to buy out his studio Kojima Productions. But Kojima's hanging strong. Indie developer for life, he reckons. I don't even care news. In an interview with GQ, God of War Ragnarok creative developer Eric Williams said that the development team for Ragnarok were freaking out 3 months before its release, saying the game wasn't good. Maybe it was like a 6 out of 10? That's the loot drop. Coming out this week is Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 on PC, Xbox and PlayStation, Pokemon Koraidon and Miraidon on Switch, and Spider-Man Miles Morales on PC. Hey, next week we're doing another ABC Gamer stream, and you know how much I love them. It's gonna be silly. There'll be a bunch of people coming in playing games, so you better tune in from 5 to 7, 21st of November. See you there. Bye!
And yet you're still sitting there though, like do you...
Oh, do I have to leave?
I mean...
I thought we were gonna play games.
It'd be polite if you did go.
I don't, well, I feel like, I was told I'm kind of like a bit of the furniture
Who
here.
taught you that?
It was my acting teacher.
Okay.
Something about wooden expression.